Welcome to another episode of Coffee Fusion. This week we've got heaps to cover, so let's get stuck in. First up, I'm going to cover some Coffee Fusion questions. If you guys ever have a coffee related question, always feel free to post it on the YouTube channel or on Instagram or on the Facebook page, and whenever I get a chance I'm going to answer a couple just to help you guys with your coffee journey. So the first question comes from Benjamin Biddle, and he has a question regarding Rosettas. It sounds like what you're asking is what's the difference between pouring a Rosetta which looks more like a leaf and one that kind of wraps around a bit more. So I've got two coffees here, first off that leaf style, and then the second one more like the traditional Rosetta. So when you pour it like a leaf, basically what I think your issue is that you're not letting that Rosetta wrap around on itself. So it means like when you're pouring it, you just start moving back with that wiggle straight away, and you don't let that kind of wrap happen. So if you see with this second pour, what's going on, I have that jug in the middle and I start rocking back and forth, but I leave the jug exactly where it is so that the Rosetta has a chance to kind of wrap around, and then I push it back through the back of the Rosetta and then start to work my way up. So thanks Benjamin for the question. I hope those demonstrations will help you out. Next up we have a question from GR Player regarding contrast. Now there's quite a few things that will affect your contrast, so here's a couple of things to look at. First up, you want to make sure you're using really good coffee. Coffee that's preferably between like about a week old and about 3 to 4 weeks old. Outside of that, either the coffee's too fresh and it will kind of be gassy, and anything that's sort of past a month is not going to be at its best anymore. It's going to kind of hinder your shot of espresso, which is going to make it worse for latte art. Once you've made sure that coffee isn't the problem, the next thing is to look at milk. Just make sure you're using fresh milk. You're not reusing old milk that you've already heated up, and something from a really good dairy. So if you know your ingredients are good and your milk is textured correctly, the next thing to look at is obviously the actual pour itself. So you want to set the crema first, and then you want to make sure that your actions whenever you're pouring your pattern are very specific. So if you're pouring and setting the crema, you want to pour from a height, and then when you start actually pouring the pattern, you want to come right down close to the crema, and that'll make sure that the white of that milk sort of sits on top and doesn't kind of wash into the pattern. So they're the answers for this week, guys. If you have a question, as I was saying before, just post it as a YouTube comment or Facebook page or on my Instagram photos, and I'll try and get to them. Next thing I want to do is have a quick chat about the website. It's kind of been laying dormant for a while, and now that I've started with the Coffee Fusion videos again, the next thing I really want to do is a redesign of the website. So in order to do that, I need some help from you guys again. What is it that you would like in a coffee website that you would visit regularly, so say at least once a week? For example, would you guys like reading about coffee blogs? Would you like to see reviews of cafes, maybe latte art guides, brew guides? What are the things that you guys would really like to see on a website? And then I'll set about making it. Let's push straight on to Mimic Monday, guys. You guys have been pouring some really cool versions of the patterns that I've been putting up on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, it's at @thecoffeefusion, and every Monday and Friday we have coffee related latte art competitions. Let's look at the Mimic Monday pours for the last couple of weeks, and we'll have a look at how to pour them. So a couple of weeks ago we had a swan with a 3 tulip base. So what you need to do for this one, pour those 3 bulbs of the tulip, and then you pour in start pouring a Rosetta, and then push down to put in a bulb, and then the heart becomes the face of the swan. Let's have a look at the guys who poured this pattern best. We then had a classic design of mine, the Chuleta. It's got a little bit of everything in it, and it was really good to see your guys' attempts of the pour. If you haven't seen this in a video before, it's 4 tulip bulbs to begin. Then we have a Rosetta in the middle, and we finish with a heart on top and then pull through. As I was saying, it was really good to check out the Mimic Monday hashtag on Instagram and see you guys pouring this one, but these guys were the ones who did it best. Last but not least, guys, we have Free Pour Friday, again on Instagram, at The Coffee Fusion if you haven't already. to follow there. And then every Friday we have a fun little free pour latte art competition, and it's really good to see everyone get involved as usual. These are the pours that really stood out over the last couple of weeks. Remember, it's all about having fun, guys, so as much as we have a little comment on which one you think was the best, it's more about just joining in, and Instagram's a great community for latte art, so it's always lots of fun. Thanks again, guys, for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you got something out of it. Remember, if you haven't already, you can subscribe to Coffeefusion on YouTube, like Coffeefusion on Facebook, and follow the Coffeefusion on Instagram. And if you have a barista friend or someone who really likes making coffee at home, make sure you show them this video if you think they'll get something out of it. Remember, guys, Coffeefusion is bringing coffee lovers together.